Well, it is that time. We finally get to simulate another season with the Quebec Nordiques. After winning the Stanley Cup in our first season, we started this franchise all the way back on October 6th, the day the game came out, and then we went on a long playoff run that saw the Nordiques win a Stanley Cup in just their first year, and this team has gotten even better. We didn't do much in free agency, but we did go out and get this guy, Auston Matthews, to really fill out this top line. I do want to keep Lafreniere up here. I feel like if we do, especially playing with Matthews and Kane, he's going to have a good season in the sim. At least that's my hope. Ryan O'Reilly drops down to the second line, usually where Middlestat and or Jonathan Toews would have been, at least for the time being, with the line mates that I really love together. And that's it. Who we put at center doesn't matter for this second line, but Owen Tippett and Tyler Toffoli did so well in the playoffs. I think I want to keep them there. Casey Middlestat is still here, but he drops to the third line and plays with essentially new teammates. Jake DeBrusk is a new addition to this Quebec Nordiques roster. Trevor Moore was on the team last year, but didn't play much. In fact, I don't think we might have played him in one playoff game, but outside of that, not a lot going on. The fourth line is kind of unchanged. Monahan and Kessel were down here. Pacioretty, probably way too good to be playing on the fourth line, but I do want to see some growth out of our youngsters in Owen Tippett and Alexei Lafreniere, so I'm giving them a bit more playing time and seeing if it works out. Defensively, we do have Girard, Kalen Addison, Brendan Dillon, Alexander Romanov, Jake Bean. Colton Sissons is not playing defense. It's Gustav Lindstrom in there. Signed him as pretty much the cheapest RFA deal we possibly could ahead of this season, because we are up against the cap. We have no cap space at all, so that's going to be a little bit of a challenge moving forward. Goalies: Spencer Knight and Dustin Wolf. Spencer Knight was a starter a year ago, 23 years old, elite potential, very, very nice. And then Dustin Wolf was another, I think he was an expansion draft pick for us, and we just found him, and he's a medium elite goaltender at age 23 as well, up to an 81 overall. We had Cam Talbot in season number 1 as the backup. We didn't have the money to spend after we signed Auston Matthews to over a $13 million per year deal. So Dustin Wolf kind of got forced into this job, but I think he'll do just fine. Hopefully he gets some playing time, grows nicely over the course of this season. We're just going to let the game do what it wants for the power play simulation. Obviously, we'll change it to our liking if and when we make the playoffs. But we're going to simulate up to the regular season, check the lines again, and make sure that's all set. Hopefully they don't change. I think we're cap compliant already. I'm not entirely certain. Team cap hit, 88.6. The max is 89. So we are under the cap. We have 3.15 million. Or 0.315 million. Yeah, that's right. In cap space. This goes to show you how close we actually are up against the cap. But I mean, we got just nothing but veterans. Leo Carlson not ready yet. He might find some time on this team with depth, but I really don't want to play him. I want him to have a season on the top line in the AHL, down with our uncustomized Burnaby Aces. So 6-0-1 in the preseason. Nice in the sim. Hopefully we get a good simulation like that here in the regular season. So we're just going to simulate to the end of the month. Do this probably mostly like that. Start out with a loss, and we already have Casey Middlestat out until December 8th. That stinks. All right, so who do we have? We should have Colton Sissons that can play center. Capo Caco, I don't think can. Did it send Sissons down? It may have. So we have to go to roster moves. That's fine. Or did I just not see him? Where's Sissons? There he is. He's on the roster. Why couldn't I find him? Right wing center. All right, so edit the lines. So he's going to be in here. Oh, he's just not on the screen. There he is. All right, substitute in all lines. Then we're going to drop Sissons to the 4th line, move Monahan up. We have a trade incoming. An RFA. They want us to add a 2nd-round pick in this deal. Medium top 4 would be nice, but we don't have the cap space to sign an RFA. So unfortunately, we do have to say no. Oh God, now Brendan Dillon's hurt. Another long injury. Well, we really lucked out with the injuries in year 1, so I guess this is what we get. Okay. I think we may have to go to roster moves as well. I don't know if we have a depth defenseman. And we do not. So, to the roster moves we go. We gotta find somebody. And I guess, no. That can't be the best one we got. You know what we never did? We never went into... Let's just go best lines for now. I'm gonna have to do that. Oh God, those fucked up my lines. Holy hell. So stop the sim. Don't need that. Stop the sim, and then back out. We want to go sign some two-way players. Some two-way veterans. Gonna be high 70s, probably. Does he have any interest in a two-way deal? Oh, this is... Oh, he's restricted. Rasmus Sandin. Alright. So down we go. We got a 19-year-old here. 58 overall. We definitely don't want that. Let's go to defenseman. Sort by overall. So that's what we need to focus on. Sandin we're not going to go after. We got Ryan Murray. He should want a two-way deal. He does. Let's also pick up Tenorti. Defensive defenseman. That should fill a hole left by Brendan Dillon. There we go. Also centers. We're going to want, you know, backups at every wing, or every position here. We already have Giovanni Smith on the roster, so let's bring in his brother Jamel on a two-way deal. Alex Galchenyuk. 88 speed. Shots fine for depth. Now, we don't want to go too crazy here because we don't want Fermenton. I thought we signed Fermenton. Did he decline our deal? I mean, he's still on our team. Let's also go after Darren Helm. Why does he... The Darren Helm doesn't have a picture? What are we doing here? Two-way deal for Darren Helm. Adam Ernie. A couple of... Well, one former and one current Red Wing. And then just one two-way goalie. Don't want to go after Picard, the Nazi. A 38-year-old Anton Khudobin. Two-way deal. Good. So, unfortunately, that does leave us a little bit of a hole for now. So, we're going to have to make something work. What was I doing? Yes. So, we do have a game tonight. That's unfortunate. We might take a hit here in this game. We'll just simulate through it. And hope those free agents don't take like 3 days to sign. Well, we won 4-1, so overall that's not bad. A 2-3 start, however, is bad. So now Edmonton. Oh God, now Gustav Lindstrom's hurt. Jesus, fuck, the injury bug on this team early in the year. Well, I guess we just got to go head coach replace player for now. Khudobin's back. Or not back, but Khudobin signs. He's the only one. Let's hope the rest of them sign here. Tenorti, Helm, Ernie, Murray, Galchenyuk, Smith, Fermenton. That might have been all of them. I think they all signed. So now, take a look at what has happened to my lines. So they got more. Did it? I'm sorry. Did it drop Lafreniere for Giovanni Smith, or is he here and I'm just blind? No. What in the actual? He's probably playing defense. He is. We don't want that. Lafreniere with Matthews and Kane. Get that line back together. Owen Tippett is also playing defense. We cannot have that. Owen Tippett back to the wing. DeBrusque, Monahan, and Sissons. Capo Caco, Phil Kessel, and Giovanni Smith. Let's put Giovanni Smith at center. I feel like he's the best face-off guy of those down there. So now, this is where I think we have to make some roster moves because we got two forwards playing defensive positions here. And I don't think the other defenders are on the main roster yet. So, actually, it's going to fucking... Well, no. Oh, so there's no errors in our line, so that's fine. Alright, so to the roster moves. In the system. So Fermenton's in the system. Why is he not? I'm so confused. Do we have it? Or did we sign him just now? I'm really confused. He's on a one-way deal, though, so we probably don't want to do that. I'm not certain we can commit the playing time to him. So we need defensemen. So Murray and Tenorti. We shouldn't... Are we going to have to send anyone down? Oh, we'll be over the cap. That's not great. That isn't good at all. We have negative 1.2 million in cap space as is. So what the hell are we going to do? Can I do this one at a time? No, we'll be over the cap. So who's getting sent down? Might have to be Giovanni Smith. If we just send down Giovanni Smith, does that... Alright, so that's good. He might get claimed, but out of anyone, I'd rather give up Giovanni Smith. So now we edit the lines again. Those are good. Now we just need a center down here. Or somebody to play center. It might have to be Max Pacioretty. Because for whatever reason, he's not in the lineup. 67 face-off. 65. 65. So I guess Max is it. Defensively, we'll get Tippett out of there. Murray. Oh, fuck. I only called up one. And then there's a problem in our penalty kill. I don't know why I'm doing this. Just fucking... Can I go best roster? Holy hell, the fucking pop-ups in this. Best lines. I don't fucking... This is so tedious. Let's just deal with it. Back to the sim. Let's hope nobody else gets hurt. I would love to take this deal, but Sandin's not under contract. So we have to say no again. So despite the injuries, this Nordiques team has won 5 straight. Playing with injuries is so annoying. Let's get this last game of the month of October out of the way. Gustav Lindstrom's back. That's fucking massive. Again, no. Alright. Well, this team's hot all of a sudden. We started off slow, but now that we've lost 2 defensemen and more players, now all of a sudden we're simulating well. This game makes no sense. Alright, we just got to get through the month of November, then we should be able to get some guys back, as long as we don't lose more to any long-term injuries. Beat Vegas, lose to Seattle. Beat Washington, lose to the Lightning. 2 back-to-backs in 1 week is a bit rough. Another back-to-back. Lost them both that time. Ryan Murray hurt. Replace the player. We have no defensive depth on this team, so I don't know who it's going to throw in there. Casey Middlestad is back. Best lines. And Ryan Murray's back. We don't have any RFAs anymore. What happened in that last game? 4-2 win against Columbus. Oh, wow. 12-11-0. 7th in the Atlantic. Super. A team that won the Stanley Cup and got better is simulating miserably. But we got hurt pretty early on in this season. We beat Arizona. The Rangers. 6-0 to Dallas. We finally get an overtime loss point. Tyler Toffoli out for a little bit. Brendan Dillon's back. Getting healthy. Alright, I think we should probably take a pause. We might be fully healthy again. Might be. Just maybe. Let's go to the injury report and see. Yeah. We are back. Good. So now let's get those lines that I wanted on the ice in the first place. Lafreniere with Matthews and Kane. O'Reilly with Toffoli and Owen Tippett's not here. Middlestad with DeBrusk. And we had Trevor Moore over there. And then Monahan with Kakko and Sissons. Yeah, that works. Defensively, Gerard Addison, Romanov, Lindstrom, Bean, and Murray. We don't need Murray in here anymore. We got Brendan Dillon back. Move Brendan Dillon up to the second pairing. Bean's a lefty. Dillon's a lefty. Both shoot left. Doesn't matter. I'd rather have Brendan Dillon have more ice time. Which is probably stupid, but I do love me some Brendan Dillon. Alright, well, back to the sim. Lord knows we fixed that, and we're going to suffer a catastrophic injury here in the very first game of the sim. Nordiques are 19, 13, and 2. Now good for 5th in the Atlantic. But just 3 points out of first place. So this division living up to its reputation as the division of death. Let's get through the month of December. Vancouver's a win. Edmonton's a 4-3 loss. And now we move into 2025. Nordiques in a good spot. I don't really anticipate doing much at the trade deadline, but we'll see how it shapes out. Overtime loss. Trevor Moore out, but he won't be out long. Got some depth in Phil Kessel to replace him. We beat Detroit. We beat Minnesota. And see, yeah, Trevor Moore is already back. I'm going to edit the lines manually because otherwise it's going to fuck up what I did. Moore will replace Kessel. There we go. Ottawa. Oh, we got a waiver claim. Jacob Bryson, defenseman. 78, 27. Exact top 6. 1.18. No. Don't have the room for him. I don't care. Second round pick for a fringe starter and a 4th and a 5th. No thank you. Don't need it. Oh, we weren't even on Ottawa. Mild concussion for Tyler Toffoli. Just replace the player. Alright, there we go. Let's get through the month of January. 3-1 win against Toronto. So where do we stand? Hey! Top of the Atlantic. 6 points clear of the Bruins. With 2 games in hand. Over Boston. What the hell did we do this month? Win, 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 win. Win, win, win. Oh my god, I didn't even pay attention. We didn't lose after the 2nd of January. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 wins in a row. And I had no clue what was going on. Alright, well that's how I expected this team to simulate. Let's go again. Lafreniere out till the 17th. Probably a rough season for Alexei Lafreniere since the game keeps wanting to put him on the 4th line. So replace that player. 4-1 loss, 3-1 loss, 6-3 loss. Thankfully, Tyler Toffoli's back. At least you put Pacioretty up there on the top line. That's not a bad substitute there. We got Toffoli back in there. What is Matthews doing? 34 goals, 29 assists in 52 games. That is insane. Kane, 27 and 29. Pacioretty probably not doing much. 9 and 12, but he's been playing probably on the 4th line. Second line, Owen Tippett only 5 goals, but the game doesn't know what to do with him, and it put him as a defenseman for a short while, so Lord knows. 10 goals, 23 assists for O'Reilly. Toffoli, 18 and 29. Could be worse. Not much for Moore. Not much for Middlestad, but he missed time. DeBrusk with 7 and 12. Colton Sissons with 8. Monahan with 12. Campo Caco, 16 assists. That's nice. And then, don't really care about the defense. They just are what they are. Spencer Knight. 43 games, 27 wins. A .911 save percentage. All right. Dustin Wolf. 10 games, 4 wins. Save percentage under 9, but overall, just fine. Don't need much out of our backup. Don't care. Don't care. Maybe. I mean, 23, medium top 6, but I mean, I'd like to build up a little bit better defense than that. Oh, guess we should have done that. Jake Bean, mild concussion. Lord knows what the game's going to do there. It just doesn't have a result for the Winnipeg game. There it is. Nordiques kind of collapsing a little bit here, but still leading the Atlantic. So we're still in good shape. Let's just simulate up to the deadline. We're in a good spot. Jake Bean is back. Oh my god. Tedious this game with injuries on. I'll take Ryan Murray out. Bean back to the 3rd pairing. Ooh, Lafreniere is back. So Pacioretty, 11 goals, 14 assists. I mean, that went up. He's doing something, so we'll keep him in the game. Who's struggling on this line? We'll put him where Trevor Moore is. We'll move Moore down here. That's going to be the spot we put Lafreniere back in. What is he doing in the sim? 5 goals, 20 assists, 49 games. It's not great. I was expecting more playing with these guys as Matthews is nearing 40. Jesus. 6-2 win against Arizona. A loss here. We got Troy Stetcher. They want Fermentin. No. O'Reilly. Ooh, that's a big one. Out until March 20th. He's going to miss about a month. Hopefully it throws Sissons in there for him. No. Gustav Lindstrom for a 3rd and a 5th, while giving up a 6th and a 7th. No. All right, well, we've entered the trade deadline. Obviously, we're going to be a buyer, but we are not going to probably do a whole lot because we don't really have the money to do it. But we'll enter the trade deadline here. Patrice Bergeron with no photo. Seth Jones. It would be nice to get some defensemen, and Brodin was an absolute monster against us. Sagan, Pavelski, Jonathan Taves. Somebody got traded. Colin White. Let's see if I hit find trade. No. Open block? No. Seth Jones? Yes. Toffoli, a 1st and a 2nd for Seth Jones at $9 million. We do not have the money for that. We almost would with Toffoli leaving, but I don't want to get rid of Tyler Toffoli, so no. Okay, what about some other defenders? There's none on the screen. Wait, you mean you're telling me that there's no way to just sort by defense? Klingberg. DeBrusk. And 2/3. I don't hate that, but I don't think we're hurting that bad. Adam Larson. 32. Making $4 million. Let's try this one. They also want DeBrusk, but they also want Gustav Lindstrom. Lindstrom 2 goals, 7 assists on the season. I think he plays on the 3rd pairing. DeBrusk still stuck at 8 goals. Not one of my better signings. Defensive defenseman. 88 body checking. He's just like kind of a worse Brendan Dillon. At least for what we use Brendan Dillon for. Nah. Honestly, I don't think we need to do much. It was when we changed things up at the deadline a year ago when things went wrong. So you know what? We are sticking with the roster we got. And we will simulate the rest of this season. Kenzie Blackwood. I feel like those stats are AHL. It's really not a bad deal, but we do not need that. 7-3 loss to Colorado. All right, back-to-back wins. Lose there. Lose to Edmonton. Lose to Montreal. Beat Detroit. Ryan O'Reilly's back. Sweet. Phil Kessel was playing center. Awesome. That's great. Man, Lafreniere just gets no attention, as we have two 40 goal scorers on this top line. Matthews with 45, Kane with 40 and 42 assists. They have very, very similar seasons here. DeBrusk is injured. Will be out. What? I don't know why it flashed up April. I don't know. We're in a stretch run. This is important, so we better replace him with who we want. Probably just slide Trevor Moore up. Kessel scratch. We'll throw in Phil. You know what? We're just going to continue. DeBrusk ain't doing shit. What even happened? We didn't even see anything that was happening. Where do we stand here? Second in the division. We have clinched a playoff spot. 102 points for Boston. They're not clear of us. We could catch them, but we got to get hot here. Entering the final 5 games of the year, and Boston has to get cold. So, the Kings. All right, we beat them. Boston, I think, lost in overtime. We beat New Jersey. Boston wins outright. 6-1 loss to Toronto. I think that does guarantee, it does indeed guarantee, that the Bruins will be winning the Atlantic. San Jose, I think we're solid as the 2. We beat San Jose, score 100 points, good. And Nashville, doesn't really matter, a 5-2 win. 103 points, 48 wins, 27 losses, 7 losses in OT. And we will be taking on the Florida Panthers in round 1 again. It was the same last year.